Welcome back and Happy New Year to everyone. It's 2019 officially and we have the first podcast of the year. I'm hyped, JJ's hyped. We are just coming off of a long break. Of course, there's never a break in TrashcanTV, but technically it's a new year, so we are supposed to be completely fresh. We're going to talk about this new year. Stuff that's going on because everyone is hyped about this right now.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
I think this is podcast number 80. That's 80? A nice round number.
That's a nice round number, but it's 2019. It's not 2080.
Yeah, that's still a few years
Terrible. Old. And 2019 is also not divisible by 80, which gives me slight OCD.
Okay.
But hey, it's a new year, everyone, and everyone has New Year's resolutions, some of which may be better than others. And we are here to help you figure out yours if you haven't done yet.
Yeah, so while last year's topic was basically just a glorified excuse to rip into people for not actually sticking to their New Year's resolutions.
Trying to be more positive and helpful.
Yeah, exactly. We're being more positive.
I have a New Year's resolution to be nicer and more helpful to people. I've never stuck to that before.
Yeah.
But this time I'm going to do it in this podcast. So, what do you think is a good New Year's resolution? Now, a lot of people... Well, you want to talk. Just talk.
Well, the thing is, I think most people already know...
See, I already did it there. I was nice because I let him talk, and now I interrupted him. But anyway, just...
I think most people already know what a good New Year's resolution for them is. Because people usually tend to, more often than not, make good resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is sticking to them.
Yeah. I think oftentimes the problem with the sticking is because the resolutions are too crazy. Because people are going to be sitting there like, I've been living the way I've been living for 32 years, but this year I'm going to lose 70 pounds. I'm not going to touch alcohol the entire year. Going to stop smoking, going to quit my job, get a better one. I'm going to get married, like preferably twice, and do all this great stuff and go to the gym and all that, right? That's
preferably twice.
Okay, that was just a joke, but that stuff doesn't happen if you're going to do it like that, right?
Yeah, of course.
Incremental goals, because it's all just in your head.
But that's also, I guess, that also shows another problem. I know we're ripping into it again, but
yeah,
that shows another problem with the practice. Because you're making a goal for an entire year.
Yeah.
That's a damn long time. And human beings work better on smaller goals for shorter time spans, and then just increasing them onwards.
Yeah.
So you might want to actually, right then and there, set intermediate goals as well.
Yeah, maybe set a goal for January. How about that?
Yeah, or you can set a goal for the entire year, but then also be like, okay, so I want to lose however many pounds. Mm-hmm. That means I want to lose roughly a 12th of that in January, roughly a 12th of that in February, and so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Write those down, put them in your calendar, first day of the month, last day of the month, whatever. Check how well you're doing. Then you might actually have those feelings of success after the first month, and that will keep you going.
Exactly. So that's actually a plan that I have devised. Is like, try stuff out. You can have several goals, but don't focus trying and changing your life completely from one day to another. Try stuff out. Maybe like, okay, January, whatever your first goal is. I want to lose weight, right? January, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. That's perfectly reasonable. Yes. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Actually, you can do more than that. But if it's just 10 pounds, can I lose weight? Is that cool? Okay, it's doable. February, what else did I want to do? I want to stop drinking.
I want to argue that, for me, that's actually a bit of a thing that could just happen. Because I think 10 pounds is about the amount that I bounce up and down just on
generally?
the regular. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but...
That's like within the normal variance.
Maybe like lose 10 pounds and by the end of February...
tends towards up.
But by the end of... Yeah, because you've been really going to the gym.
But, yeah, no, it's not muscle mass that I'm talking about.
By the end of February, still have the weight off, sort of stuff. Okay,
yeah,
then next thing... Okay, I wanted to stop drinking. Okay, it takes 30 to 60 days to stop a habit. So until the end of March, don't drink. Can I do it? Cool. Am I comfortable with it? Cool. Keep going that way. Then I wanted to, stop smoking. That kind of stuff, right?
Man, you're living a really bad life. You're a drinker, you're a smoker, you're too fat.
Hypothetically, I want to spend more time with my family, this and this and this and this. So,
I feel like that one's also not true for you.
Not really. I don't know. My resolutions have never been really revolutionary.
No.
They've always been like, continue what I'm doing, but better. Sort of stuff. Which is the one that works best.
I've always tended to just not do New Year's resolutions because I was like, oh yeah, like, generally you don't stick to them anyway, so why would I?
Yep. Okay, so the idea is that I will always say that New Year's and the January 1st is an arbitrary line to draw, but for a lot of people, that's just the way it is, right? That's and mentally, traditionally, that's how they view it. So that's perfectly okay.
You need some trigger to get yourself off your ass.
Yeah, no one's gonna sit there on August 27th gonna be like, tomorrow I'll do everything again. I'll do everything differently. Like, so that doesn't happen, right?
You need quote unquote a reason to have that change, and that is a good reason as any.
A new year represents a lot, like a new start for a lot of people.
Yes,
right? And ever as arbitrary as that is, it's a good idea. If you have a good thing to do, you got plans to better yourself. You want to do that. That's perfectly fine.
Also, if you want to be a contrarian, just do it on the Chinese New Year.
Yes, do it on the Chinese New Year. Get New Year's resolution. Get more involved with Chinese culture.
No, just in general, because that's one of those things that always gets pointed out everywhere in media, the week it's happening or something.
Or do April 1st so no one will believe you, and then when you fail your resolutions, you can just be like, oh, it was a joke, I just said it on April 1st.
Okay, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Because if you're doing your resolutions already planning to fail,
no, that's
you're gonna fail.
Do not give yourself an excuse. If, as a matter of fact, if you got one of those hardcore resolutions, write them down, pin them up on your wall so everyone who comes to your house sees it, and tell your friends I have this resolution and there's no way around this, and you're gonna hold me accountable to doing this sort of stuff.
That's actually really helpful.
Yeah.
Have someone that holds you accountable.
Yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily bad to put some pressure on yourself if you know that's what you need to get going, right? So have someone hold you accountable. That's a good thing. But again, generally, what are good resolutions? Any resolution that you believe will make you better.
Yes. I think that generally also goes in tandem with the most popular ones. A very popular one is lose weight.
Lose weight, stop smoking,
stop drinking, yeah. So a lot of those are good resolutions, and you don't necessarily have to even be that strict. Just drink less could already be an important one if you maybe are someone who drinks a lot. And of course, if you're addicted, you should stop entirely.
Yeah, that's
you can never half-ass that kind of stuff.
And actually get help because the alcohol is tough to quit by yourself.
Yes.
Smoking is possible. Maybe start vaping or something. Just look for alternatives.
Yeah, but it doesn't always have to be huge steps, which I think we said before as well. Just do something.
Yeah, do something and do it consistently, right?
Steps don't have to be large. They just have to lead you in the correct direction.
That is correct. What's the saying? A walk of 1,000 miles begins with a single step?
Yes.
That's a fact. You don't need an airplane if you just keep walking. You'll get there eventually. I don't know how long it takes, but you will. So that's a very good one. So you're not going to be by the end of this year, I'm going to be this great of a person. I'm going to get all this done.
And again, I just want to reiterate, intermediate goals.
Yes.
Really helpful.
Quick goals, yeah. That's actually... for example, in bodybuilding, that's always how it works, right? Because you can't be here, that's a good analogy I like to bring up with this, right? But bodybuilding is a week-to-week or month-to-month schedule, right? If you know you have a competition then and there, you know exactly when you need to start cutting, when you need to start setting your diet a certain way, when the off-season happens, how many months do I have to gain weight and just really hit it, and when do I need to start cutting down again. So there's tight time frames, and if you can set those for yourself and stick to those individually, that's perfectly fine, and that works really, really well. Because with those guys, it's okay, it's what it's July, it's August or something. Let's say it's July. At this and this point, I need to start exactly this day. Basically, I need to start cutting, so I have this and this many weeks until the Mr. Olympia or whatever, so I can hit my peak performance. So that's one of those. That's really good. That's a really good hint. Intermediate goals.
Yeah, I
small steps.
Actually, interestingly enough, had a seminar on project management early in December, and they were also talking about how if you have smaller reachable goals, it really gets you motivated to keep going. How projects that don't have those intermediate goals are more likely to fail and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
So that is not just something we're saying. It's actually something that's really based on
Statistical evidence.
I was gonna say statistics, but it's more experiments rather than actually statistics.
So empirical evidence?
Well, I mean, I guess?
Anecdotal evidence?
No.
Evidence. It's proven.
It's been proven, yes.
It's a fact.
It's been tried.
And trust.
It's been proven.
Yes. So that's a really good one. It's okay to have to feel like, oh man, this is the year and I'm going to turn around. But the more important thing is to have a resolution, to stick to your resolution.
Also, I guess realistic goals are important.
Yes.
Because, of course, if you always, as you said, just go into a year oh, I'm going to turn my entire life around.
Yep.
That's not going to work. Not that extreme. There's very few people who've done that successfully.
If you've been living like the average dude or woman for 30 years, you're not gonna look like Arnold the end of January. Specifically, if not if you're a woman, probably, hopefully, I don't know. You're not gonna have everything under control. You're not gonna be working 10 times better job, or be self-sufficient, or be rich, or get rid of all whatever substances forever. It doesn't work that fast. So understand that the process takes time, and trust the process. Trust the process. That's always one. That's always a good one to remind yourself of. Set reminders to yourself, intermediate goals, because you can then, once you reach them, check them off and use it as affirmation.
Yes.
If you say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds, then you'll only ever be happy once you lost that 100 pounds. That's tough to do. If you're saying, okay, 5 or 10 pounds by the end of January, and once the end of January happens, I did it. Great. This is working. I'm going to keep going. So, reward yourself in between. Not too much, but in between.
And not with chocolate.
And not if your goal is weight.
At least not if your goal is weight.
Yeah, also not with whiskey if your job is your goal is to stop drinking. That should make sense, right?
I'm just saying because for some reason sweets are a stereotypical reward for having achieved something.
I don't know.
Which is counterproductive for a lot of things. If
you can, then make the quote-unquote reward something that helps you even more. For example, a good one, again, from in the exercise training community would be, you're trying to hit a new deadlift PR or something like that, right? If I'm doing really well, I have a really good workout, I'll do an extra set of bicep later to reward myself. That sort of stuff, right?
That seems weird.
Now you have to have a certain kind of mentality to have that work, but a lot of people just they want to go to the gym. They just want to do a lot of arms. They just want to just train arms and chest, right? Because it's fun, and that's important, right? To look great. So make that a reward. I'll do an extra set of bicep later if I can do this very well. If I do my squats nicely, I can later then I don't know. I'll just add a set of arms just because I did, right? If you can do that sort of thing, reward yourself with something that makes even more progress. At
the very least, reward yourself with something that doesn't destroy your progress.
That is true. So I don't want to drink.
Sabotage yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to drink. Oh, I did it. Let's have a beer on that. Right? That's not a good idea. So plan your stuff out, I would say, as well. Don't make snap decisions, right? Don't be sitting there. Okay, January 1st already passed, but basically at New Year's Eve at midnight, I need a resolution. I'm going to do all this right now. Plan the stuff. And you don't need to start January 1st, but if you're still undecided right now, write stuff down, plan it, and then get into it slowly.
I just now realized that we should have done the suggesting stuff for New Year's resolutions last week.
Maybe.
That was kind of a bad planning idea.
New Year's resolution for 2019. At the end of 2019, suggest New Year's resolution for 2020 before 2020 comes around.
Because that seems like a more effective way, because no one's going to watch this video in the beginning of 2020.
But still, 2019 just started, so there's still every possibility.
Also, I guess this kind of is not necessarily, a lot of what we said is not necessarily specifically about New Year's resolutions, but just in general about self-improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that it just happens to coincide with New Year's because that's when people talk about it.
A lot of people view it that way, exactly. But, like a saying goes, right? You're not getting fat between Christmas and New Year. If you're fat, you're getting fat between New Year's and Christmas. Right?
Yes.
So don't use that as an excuse. Like, self-improvement is all years, not just the first 2 weeks of January. So there we go. I think that's good for this topic. We need to hammer that home as much. We also have our own resolutions for later, of course, in the second topic. But in the halftime show, what did you do last week? Can you tell the people real quick? Because we're doing a similar thing.
Well, last week I gave you a song verse.
Yes.
Where you had to decide between two songs, one of which you had, or at least one of us had, discovered or rediscovered in 2018, and another one which we've had for longer.
Now, originally I wanted to do the similar thing with the songs as well, but the pool is kind of limited.
That is true.
And so I went back to our old tried and trusted Hearthstone. It's still going to be a quiz, and I'm actually not making you decide, but I'm going to have you name stuff, okay? And what you're trying to name is abilities, more specifically keywords. That is like the stuff that is printed in bold on cards.
Yes.
I'll give you one example, right? The first one. You want any example or just first one on the list? I'm going to say the most obvious one, maybe like Battle Cry.
Okay, yeah.
That is one. So I need you to mention those, right? All of those, see how many you can get, and then later we'll see which ones you failed at. So if you want to just hammer away, I'll check them off.
Okay.
Check them off.
So, let's see. You just mentioned Battle Cry, of course. Then I guess the next thing to go to logically would be Death Rattle.
Death Rattle.
You also got Combo, which is similar to Battle Cry.
You have Combo.
Talking about activated abilities, you've got Inspire.
Yep.
And there's also a lot of passive keywords. I might have missed some active ones, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
There is Stealth.
There's Stealth.
There is Charge.
Charge.
If you want to be really technical, there might also be Charge from Sky Captain Crag.
It's just Charge.
There is Wind Fury.
There is Wind Fury.
As a matter of fact, there is Mega Wind Fury.
There's also Mega Wind Fury.
Stealth I already mentioned. There's Taunt.
Taunt.
Let's see, I was talking about passives. There's Lifesteal.
Mm-hmm.
There's Poisonous. Okay, can't be targeted by hero powers or spells is not a keyword. Although it should be.
Yeah, it's not one.
There used to be Enrage.
They used to be Enrage, but that's no longer a thing.
I'm just saying. There is Magnetic. Which is very new.
Boomsday.
I guess technically there's Secret.
There is Secret.
That's technically a keyword. The hero cards don't have a specific keyword, right? They just all have battle cries, and the specific cards, that's it, right? Yeah. There's no like hero keyword or anything like that.
There's no hero keyword.
Oh, but there is a quest keyword, isn't there?
There is quest.
Okay, now is when it starts to get somewhat tough because I've mentioned a lot of them already.
Yep.
There is Adapt.
There's Adapt. I want to say you hit like maybe half of them.
Half?
Maybe a bit more than half.
Jesus Christ, there's more than that. I thought it was
maybe a bit more than half, but it's a lot.
I'm gonna get most of those, I feel. I mentioned Inspire. I did not mention Discover. Which came out around the same time. As a matter of fact, I stopped playing Hearthstone for a while, and when I started playing again, those were both there all of a sudden.
Yes, those are all correct. There's still a few missing.
I'm thinking, like, words like summon are not capitalist or anything, so...
Summon is not one.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not a keyword. What other keywords do we have? I think I mentioned all of the these days common passive ones, I want to say.
Whenever you want to just stop.
There's Divine Shield, obviously, which I completely blanked on for some reason. I was
say that was the one.
That is definitely
still obvious.
I was about to say it's probably the most obvious one I missed so far. Let's see. Keywords.
Yeah, keywords.
They would then all be explained on the right side of the card when you hover over it.
Those, exactly.
I'm trying to think if there's anything, if I think of like cards that would happen there.
It's actually pretty good already.
But you said a while ago you said I had only about half of them, and I mentioned
okay, maybe you had a little bit more. There's not that many.
You know what? Humor me. Can you tell me how many I'm missing?
I can about estimate that to be around 5 or 6.
That is still a few. And all of those are also ones that exist on like collectible cards, right? Yeah. Because Mega Moon, for example, does only exist on a token.
It's not Mega Wind Fury.
Which I've already mentioned. I was just saying if there's anything like that.
All of those do exist in the game and are and show up from every once in a while.
Okay. Oh,
I would say that's 6.
Cast when drawn.
Cast when drawn.
That's a new one. Because it used to not be a keyword for a long while, and then just randomly for no reason made it one.
Correct. Supposed to enrage, which is not anymore.
Exactly.
But cast when drawn is correct.
That's arguably one of the toughest ones, I would think.
Yeah, tough one.
I mean, technically, I think the toughest one is probably Mega Wind Fury because it's not even on a collectible card.
Maybe.
But then again, you just know that a lot of times because of that. I already mentioned like stealth and poisons, that kind of stuff, lifesteal. That I already mentioned all of those. I'm trying to think. There must be some semi-obvious ones at the very least that I'm still missing. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of those because right now,
whenever you want me to reveal, could you say it? I think there's a handful.
Can you maybe give me like a hint of maybe on like what type of card they're on or something?
Druid.
Choose one, and technically, I guess choose 2.
Yeah, choose twice.
Oh yeah,
Choose 1 and choose 2 are both. We're both correct. Yeah.
That should have been kind of obvious. Those are classic keywords.
Yes.
Well, the choose 1 is a classic keyword. Okay, what else do we got in that? Like, it's just.
I don't know how to give you like hints. It's kind of.
Yeah, of course.
Sort of tough.
The problem is the one thing that you can definitely do is like just explain the keyword, but then it's just like, oh, of course, it's that keyword.
It's kind of hard to give hints, man.
Wait, is Jade Idol one?
No.
Because no, Jade Golem would be, but I thought it was something about Jade Golems, but they just the status has changed. Well, spell damage is one, obviously.
Spell damage is one.
I don't know, man. I thought it was something about the Jades, but
I'll just go through them, okay? So counter is the first one that you missed.
Oh god, that's literally just a counter spell, right?
Yes, I think so. I don't know if there's any.
Because it would have to be on a secret because you can't.
Yeah, it's only counterspell. Yeah.
That. See, I didn't even realize that was a keyword.
Echo.
Oh God, yes.
Freeze.
Yeah.
Immune.
Yeah.
Overkill and overload.
Overkill.
Yeah.
The new keyword.
Yeah, also overload.
Overload. Yeah.
Actually, passive is a keyword, but I guess I'll count it as mentioned. Recruit.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure if you mentioned this. Maybe I missed it, but Rush.
I missed Rush.
Rush?
Probably because it's just so lumped in with charge my brains.
Silence.
Obviously, yes.
And start of game.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all.
Well, I'm not too hugely disappointed about missing start of game, to be fair.
Start of game is missable. Silence probably should have got it as well as Rush.
Yeah, and freeze and overload and overkill.
Specifically when you were talking about, that's one of the newer ones. Cast when drawn. And then you don't come up with overkill.
That's even newer.
Yeah, but still. Like, Echo, that's from the Witchwood, I think?
Yes.
Could have gotten that. Freeze has been there forever.
Yeah, Freeze has been there forever. Overload has been there forever.
Yeah. So, okay. But there is a lot of them. There's more than you would think. Like, if you were asking someone, just top of your head, how many are there? 10? 12?
Yeah. Also...
It's like 30.
The problem is, of course, I missed some of the obvious ones, but actually try that yourself, and of course not right now.
That's tough.
But like, try that yourself in like a few weeks, just name all of them off.
It's hard.
You are going to miss some obvious ones.
We can actually do that. At some point, maybe I'll do the quiz, but it's tough. Do we want to get into the fact of the week?
I guess we want to get into the fact of the week.
Let's do that. What is your fact of this week?
First
week.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar with Billboard, the music magazine, I believe?
Yes.
They have all of their like top 100 lists all the time. They have like weekly top 100 lists of like songs, artists, and everything.
Yes.
They have a top 100 songs of artists that is weekly. I just mentioned that. And actually on, I think it was the last 2 weeks of November, but like 2 weeks in November, I think, and 1 week in December, right. The number one artist on that list, and that's, of course, 2018, obviously. Yeah. 2019 hasn't happened yet. December and November, that is. Guess which one that was. You know what, let's start with that.
In 2018, November 2018, the top one artist, was there like something happening or something special that...
It is technically guessable, but I was kind of surprised when I saw it, which is why I thought about bringing it up. Huh. It instantly made sense to me why that happened, but it's still...
Who is it?
Queen.
Queen? Because it was Queen?
They made a movie about them.
Oh, right. Bohemian Rhapsody, obviously.
That's arguably...
So that's just the reason everyone started listening to Queen again? I mean, Queen is popular as hell anyway, but...
Yeah, but they were literally number one for 3 non-consecutive weeks, which is also a thing.
God damn.
2 back-to-back weeks, and I think they dropped to 2, and then they rose back up to 1 again.
Wow. Just because of that movie.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I assume it's because of the movie. I have no official confirmation it's because of the movie, but...
I mean, it would make sense.
Seems the only thing to make sense around that time frame.
I mean, Queen was probably always decently high on a list like that, but still. Like,
I mean...
Wow.
Usually those types of lists are headed by like Ariana Grande or Drake or something like that.
I've heard of Drake. The other person, no clue. I know Kanye West. I know that guy because he once said something about basketball, which was completely stupid.
Okay.
Like half a year ago or something. And he was discussed on a sports podcast. There is a music festival every New Year's Eve in the Antarctic that's called Ice Stock.
Clever.
Fact. I like that. And it's New Year's fact. There you go. Fact of the week. We have a second topic.
We do have a second topic.
Oh, boy. This is a big one. I like it.
Yeah, because we kind of lumped a few things together here.
It's time to set our future. Because we do YouTube in the future and in the present.
So what's New Year's resolutions, it's predictions, it's everything.
It's everything you've ever wanted to know or not know about us and our expectations of our YouTube career. For 2019 at least. So last year, actually also last week, we reviewed this, how we predicted the amount of views and subs you would get, and like somewhat accurately, at least you.
Well, I mean, you weren't that far off.
Not that far off, but you were really, really strong. So we're going to do this again this year, discuss that a little bit, for all of our channels actually, because there's 4 as of now.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
4 channels. And I actually am holding up the correct number of fingers this time. That's a New Year's resolution as well. Hold up the correct number of fingers when you announce a number.
I think you've done that wrong before in the podcast and then proceeded to point it out despite no one noticing it. Not even me.
I think that was Christmas podcast.
That might have been Christmas podcast.
Like, center of the year. Like, terrible.
I literally didn't even notice it and you felt the need to point it out anyways.
Yeah, I know. I tend to correct my own mistakes a lot. But that's okay. So, I assume that we start with TrashcanTV.
Yes.
So last year we got roughly $150,000 views.
What?
150,000 views.
150,000
in total.
Yes.
So you predicted that basically. Spot on.
Yes.
What do you have, or you want me to go first for total after 19?
I don't particularly care.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm gonna say 300,000. We're gonna double what we have within 1 year.
I actually went with 500,000.
500,000, okay. So I know you're a bit more into the stats, so maybe you have a better projection there.
Well, I mean, I would assume them to not necessarily grow linearly, and most of the 150,000 views were actually from this year, I would say.
How many was it? Like, was it like 100,000 from this year or more than 100?
It was probably around 100, if not a bit over.
From 2018, that is, so, okay.
I can look that up, I think.
Yeah, it's okay, but yeah, maybe 300 is a little bit pessimistic, but I thought, we have 150 in 1.5 years. The growth is going to get a little bit better, so we're getting 300,000 in 2.5 years.
Yeah, I see the idea, but I think that it's going to grow a bit stronger than that.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm going to tell you that.
Let's see. 2018.
110,000.
Yeah, so it's a bit over 100,000 just in 1 year.
So yeah, in that case, maybe it's a bit over 300. But I think maybe it's between 300 and 500. I think we can safely say that.
Yeah, that's it.
That seems about right.
Reasonable.
Subs, we had about 360.
Yes.
And my prediction for next year is 650.
I actually went with around 1,000.
1,000? Wow. Okay, that something needs to happen for that.
Well, I mean, again, most of those 300 subscribers, around 300 of those subscribers, I think, came from 2018.
Okay.
I think. I actually didn't pay attention to the exact numbers that were probably
like
just on my screen a few seconds ago.
Yeah. Could have kept those up.
But, yeah, so I think it's sensible to assume that we're getting...
Maybe.
That we're getting at least twice as many subscribers as we got 2018 and 2019. And then that would total to be already around 1,000.
Twice as many?
Huh. Sure.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe.
I mean, maybe I'm being too optimistic because it went well last time, but yeah,
like that. It might be like in the middle somewhere. Maybe it's like 400k views and 800 subs or something.
But I think my numbers are definitely feasible.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
No, they're reachable.
I mean, the likeliness, of course, is virtually unpredictable. Like,
yeah, that YouTube is way too volatile for that.
But I think we can make that happen, and
put in
especially, sure. I think it's also a good goal.
Yeah, for goals, of course.
Like 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
That's a good goal. Yeah, that's a good goal to have.
Because it also coincides with monetization, which I talked about enough last week.
Would be preferable at some point to sustain us. But yeah, you want to go for your channel?
YouTube is probably going to change the monetization criteria.
Probably. Like, as soon as we're 1,000, it's like, oh, you need 10k now.
Yeah, or something like that.
Wait another few years. And then when we hit that, it's like, oh, you're 100 now. They're going to just keep doing that. Once we had 1 million, it's 10 million.
They probably are going to do it just like they did last time, where they let it have us for a few weeks.
Yeah, give us like
just 10, us.
10, 20 bucks in the bank, which we're never getting actually paid. Yeah, that's how I see that happening. Now, the other channel that we're going to do together, you want to do that first, or
I honestly don't care.
Let's do the individual ones then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off. My individual channel, Beyond Football, my goal / prediction / mix thereof for 2019 would be, in terms of views, 180,000.
Okay.
Not just 180.
That would be... Yeah,
108,000. I know I can't really stick with the view count of TrashcanTV just because of quantity, right?
Yes.
Where obviously. I upload once a week and we upload 6 times a week. It's tough to stick with that. In subscribers though, I think I can. I actually already have, and the goal is 1,200.
Okay.
Goal / prediction. So that's of course that would be pretty cool if I can do that. That's a pretty lofty goal, but I think it is doable.
Would you then also be able to get monetized, or would you still be lacking in watch time?
That's the thing, right? I don't know. I'll have to see. I mean, my channel's only been getting views for a half year now. Yeah,
it's tough to project off of little data sets.
Yeah.
I tried doing some projections based on our channel, having data from 1.5 years, and even that had way too many outliers. I think I was like, I need to have somewhat big time frames that I can look at, so that there's not too much variance in there. And then I think I picked like 3-month periods or something, right. And that means I only had like 5 data points or something, 5 or 6 data points. I think.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
And there was at least one huge outlier in there, and one that seemed to indicate a bit of an outlier.
So I feel like I can hit a 1,000, definitely 1,200 seems okay. Views I won't probably reach the same amount as TrashcanTV, but subs I can definitely think I can hit it. How about you though? All things nerdy.
Well, I do have even less data to go off of, because I basically didn't upload in 2018. I mean, I did upload some stuff in 2018, but let's just say
unlisted, like all of it, and then I had one video up that was successful.
Yeah. So I think I went with 200 subscribers.
All right.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
And I wrote down, I'm not sure if that's too optimistic. I wrote down 75,000 views.
Okay. I don't think that's too optimistic at all. Like, one video got 5k.
Yes.
That's not too optimistic.
But also, I just don't know if that is like...
It just depends on how... If you're going to upload 2 videos throughout the entire year, then I can tell you that's not going to happen. But I would estimate for your channel, if you like stuck to a weekly upload schedule, say you had 50 videos up by the end of the year, 500 subs and 80k views easily. Maybe 100k views. Maybe not quite 100, but okay. 500 subs is possible. Like, added it in half a year. You can do that now. You can definitely do that in a year. And yeah, I think you can. Yeah, it just depends on how much you put the effort in, but potentially, sure.
There's one more channel, and this one is really tough to judge.
This one's tough because we're just starting it out.
Yeah, I was going to say there's like no data to go off.
Yeah, we have no way to know how this is going to be received. And this also just depends a lot on how we're actually going to focus on this. It's chess progress. JJ making the chess progress, trying to make the chess progress.
Yes.
I am predicting 4k views over the year and 45 subs.
Okay. I went with 100 subscribers.
Alright.
And I actually... Okay, this is probably a bit too optimistic, but I went with 50,000 views.
50?
Yeah.
That's a lot of views.
I know, because
we
also...
need some videos for that.
If you look at the predictions for my channel, it's half the amount of views,
yes.
and like 3/4 of, like, no, 2/3 of the subs.
Alright.
Which, 2/3 of the views. Which doesn't line up that well.
Well, okay, so in this case, it's just... It depends on your attitude whether you're going to be right or not. If you're going to make videos on that a lot and focus on it, okay, then you can probably make that happen. If not, I think my numbers are a little bit more accurate. Because I'm not sure, again, we haven't done this before. It's a new concept. We do not know if this is going to fall by the wayside at some point. I hope, of course, not. I'll be always ready to do it. But, yeah, we're going to have to see about that then. So I'm predicting this a little bit more carefully then. But feel free to prove me wrong.
Also, you did talk about the idea of me making one video a week, and you said something about 50 videos by the end of the year. So I wanted to make I guess it's a goal?
Resolution.
A resolution, you could say, yes. I guess it makes sense for a New Year's podcast, I call them resolutions. About how much I want to upload.
Alright.
And
as we just noticed, you want someone to hold you responsible to your shit, right?
Yes, please.
Who could it be?
Joe.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too, like Joe.
No.
Like Stanley or some bum that we know. Alright, like your mom or something. Oh, can you nag me about uploading, please?
She already nags me about way too much stuff anyways.
Say.
No, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What reward / punishment would you like to wish for?
I feel like it makes it even worse than that. Anyways, I didn't have anything about rewards and punishments in mind, but I did want to actually set a number.
Okay.
And I was actually taking the idea of weekly uploads as a guideline, and I wanted, because it's supposed to be something I'm definitely sticking to.
Right.
So I wanted to get this on the lower end, because I don't want to necessarily... It's not like I can't do more. It's just at least this number.
You're trying to do more anyway.
So my number for videos in 2019 is 40.
40. Cool.
Which is
there any
slightly less than once a week.
Is there any regularity to it?
Not necessarily, but I mean, the idea is to not just release 40 videos in December.
Okay.
Because I want to get the number up.
I'm going to keep a schedule. I'm going to keep a schedule, and I'm going to cross out every time this dude uploads a video. And no cop-out videos. No 10 seconds. my weekly video. Check this off, you bum.
Yeah, of course.
Next time, right?
Also, I mean, of course, I think we can both agree that there is reasonable assumptions that can be made about the idea of making a video.
Yeah.
And about making a certain amount of videos in a certain amount of time.
It can't be the whole intention of the video can't be to get it checked off the list.
Yes.
That's fair.
Also, of course, it can't be that I'm not making a video for 3 months and then all of a sudden I'm making daily videos for like 2 weeks and then...
Yeah, no, that's obviously also not quite cool.
I mean, I can't guarantee that there won't be gaps somewhere when maybe life gets busy, which is also why I want to go a bit under weekly. If you want to,
we can have like some loose conditions that's like at least 2 a month or like at least 1 a month, and every video must be longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's, like, the longer than 2 minutes is definitely reasonable. I don't want to do shorter videos than 2 minutes. As a matter of
I must be featured in at least one video.
No.
Okay.
You know what? If something comes up where it would be reasonable to do so, we might do that, but I'm not going to set that as a requirement.
Yeah, sure. Rick and Morty reviews. Perhaps. WrestleMania review.
So, my videos definitely are longer than 2 minutes.
That's cool.
I think the original Arcane Trickster one, I think, was like a bit over 10.
Right.
Which I think is definitely reasonable runtime for the type of videos that I'm making.
That's really fine. I will accept that as perfectly fair video that fills the criteria to be checked on the list. Great. I'm like, for me, I guess it's about the same way. I'll be cool with like 30 to 40, 50 videos, depending on how exactly I'm going to do this. Of course, once the NFL season starts, it's easy to do with, you got predictions every week, so that drives the count up a little bit.
The regular season alone has 17 weeks, which would then be 17 videos on its
Of course,
own,
it's still...
which aren't entirely within the year, I believe.
It's still playoff time now, so those are going to also contribute to 2019 as well.
Yeah.
But somewhere around that 40, 50 videos. I'm trying to keep up my quality, as a matter of fact, make it a little bit better.
Yeah, of course.
Diversity, cover every team, because everyone should have a shot at watching some of their own content for their own team. And 1.2k subs, 150k views. That's my goals for my channel. And resolution wise, keep going and do more. The same thing I said last week. Spend more time than I did, spend more time in 2019 than I did last year. On the YouTube stuff, like resolutions regarding YouTube, right?
Yes.
Because privately, it's not any more exciting than that. It's just keep doing what you're doing, but do it more, do more of it, and do better at it.
Do we want to set anything specific about stuff we want to do with TrashcanTV for 2019?
I think.
Of course, the idea of uploading close to daily is, of course,
uploading as much as possible.
But that's what we've already done that last year. It's obviously not.
Keep the podcast and just put in more work. That's an individual thing that we can't even do together. It's you know how much work you put in, and do 20% more of that. Always do more. That's kind of my idea. I will work harder. Quote Boxer, Animal Farm, George Orwell.
Okay.
Also, New Year's resolution, more books. I like books. Animal Farm is interesting. You should read that after you've read 1984, also by George Orwell. It's the same thing in a short version with animals.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Yeah, books. We can talk. Actually, if you want to, we can talk about personal resolutions if that's something that's.
See, I
I
think I said this. I said this during the first topic. I don't really do that.
Yeah.
Which is why I could come up with something right now, but actually sticking to it.
Though I suppose the YouTube one is essentially a personal one, right? It's not like you're making a business promise to others. You don't owe people the content that you produce.
No, and
it's still a personal resolution.
And especially with my own channel, I don't think that's anything that's gonna be close to financially relevant to my life at any point. Because I still think that TrashcanTV is, in that regard, gonna be the more successful channel.
It's also the main focus for us.
Of course.
We've already said that. We've always said that, actually.
View-wise, it's definitely also gonna be our biggest project for a while.
Yeah, forever. As long as we do YouTube. Next 10, 20 years.
I said views, which we can't really control, but I assume that it's gonna be that for a while. We talked about subscribers, of course. You already outgrown TrashcanTV, but you're not even anywhere close to views.
No, because I can't have that type of production quantity. That's just it's unmatched.
And I think that's gonna be a thing for a while.
All right, that's okay. So let us know your New Year's resolutions in the comments. It'd be watch every TrashcanTV video of the year. That's a good resolution. I would advise you to go ahead and think about doing that. That seems like a smart one to pick.
Yes, definitely.
Also, maybe check out the other channels and learn chess. How good we could help you with that. Chess progress. Links to all the channels, by the way, are in the description of every other video. Every video, you can find it everywhere on our channel. should be easily enough to maneuver there. Are we done? You think are we done?
I think we need songs.
We do need songs, that is true. But topic is over, New Year's resolutions, and go make the best of 2019 to everyone. JJ, what is your song of the week?
Well, I mean, with a new year, there's a lot of stuff that, is kind of the same, but also kind of different. And so I just want to, once again, just me try and connect the song to a theme.
Mm-hmm. You better not pick the one I was picking.
No, I'm not. That would be a huge coincidence. Because I'm not sure if you know that this exists.
Okay, then probably not.
Well, so this is a song that I was fascinated by when I just heard it by chance, because I remembered right when I heard it that I've heard that before, like 10 or so years ago. I said that a lot.
Yeah.
But then,
back in the radio days.
Exactly. But while listening to it, I relatively quickly noticed that I also know that song by a different artist more recently.
Is it a Bruce song?
No. But this cover is a version that I might have just known longer than the original, but I never mentally connected because they're kind of different.
Right.
And there's been about 10 years in between.
All right, yeah.
Originally getting the different versions.
That makes sense. Which is the song?
So this is, my song of the week is, I should rather say, Mr. Tambourine Man by The Byrds.
The Byrds?
Yes.
The Byrds. I mean, I know the Bob Dylan version, the Robert J.F. Dylan version.
Like, it's almost a completely different song.
Really?
I mean, it's the same lyrics, it's the same...
Different style?
I mean, I guess the same building structure, but it sounds very different.
Alright. That's interesting. Music share, right? You know what
yes.
to do. New Year's resolution, put your stuff in the music share when you mention it.
Yes.
That's what it's for. Also to people though. Viewer music share. Link, music video, in there, get a shout out, do it, good songs. So, my song of the week is going to be somewhat thematically Looking Back Over My Shoulder by Mike and the Mechanics. Because, well, it's not really we've been looking back, we've been looking to the future, so it's kind of anti-thematically.
Yeah, you should have picked that last week. Because we were recapping the year.
Sort of should have. But, yeah. I mean, I'm a bit delayed with that, but now I'm really looking back. But actually, I'm looking forward now. So that's my song of the week. New Year's resolution, updated spreadsheet.
Yes.
Fact. Thank you for listening to Trash Talk Podcast. New Year 2019, big stuff coming up. Again, Hearthstone Challenge. TrashcanTV Hearthstone Challenge. You play Hearthstone on the EU server. You think you're good. You want to test yourself against myself and JJ.
And potentially later other viewers.
And potentially other YouTubers, other viewers, and win big stuff for free. Well, you're running the risk of getting exposed on the channel. Not by us, but by other viewers maybe later that are actually good at the game. Then sign up, man. There's an announcement video on the channel. There's a link to that.
In the description.
In the description.
As always.
Maybe an info card as well if you remember doing that. New Year's resolution. And play Hearthstone. Play against us and join our tournament. There's free games to be won. So, thank you for listening. We are going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it?
That's it.